So you probably clicked on this video because you want to understand a little bit more about what having an unhealthy gut maybe looks like in terms of symptoms. And so today I'm going to share with you what I was going through and what some of my clients have gone through that have pointed to you need to heal your gut.
8.
How do you turn this thing on? Today I'm going to share with you the symptoms that I was experiencing when I was the sickest I ever was. So let's dive in. Symptoms I had before healing my gut were so bad that I thought there was something seriously wrong with me to the point where I needed medical attention. What did that look like? I was going to the doctor, I was going to multiple specialists, I went to the allergist, the dermatologist, I even saw an endocrinologist and a rheumatologist. Endocrinology, they help you with your hormones, and I got a consultation because my blood sugar was elevated and I was just like going through it. I wasn't really sure if something was happening inside of me that was inflammatory because my wrists were hurting really bad, and as it turns out, I was also struggling with my eating disorder still. For 11 years I was struggling with all these bad cravings, like I couldn't even. So when I was looking like this, I was feeling so uncomfortable physically because I was at my highest weight and I just didn't know how to solve this problem. I was doing like high intensity workouts 5-6 days per week, and I was also working 12-hour shifts 3 to 4 times per week. And it was so hard for me because, and hindsight is 2020 because I can look back and I can see exactly where I went wrong and what I should have done differently. And it helps me to be able to kind of like see that moving forward. So if I start to kind of feel like, oh, I've got to amp it up, like if I don't feel like I'm meeting my goals fast enough, you know, I still have aesthetic goals I'm working towards, and I can do that with a healthy mindset. That's the key, right? If we have an aesthetic goal and we want to lose weight because we want to look a certain way, we can never prioritize that goal over our mental health and the way that our brain perceives ourselves. If we don't love ourselves now, like, you're not going to take care of that by changing your body. That is the other thing that I've learned too. But having skin that looked like this, it made it, like, for some reason, it was harder to have skin that was all, like, rashy and, like, full of acne because that's your face. Like, that's your face. And everyone sees your face, but not everybody. Like, you can conceal, like, if you don't feel comfortable with how your abdomen is looking or your legs, you can kind of conceal that with clothing. But you can't cover your face like that. Like, this is a big pre-pandemic, you know, I wasn't wearing a mask. I'm sure it would have been not as obvious during that time, but I was like using foundation to try to cover it up, but you couldn't really cover it up, and you could totally tell like something was wrong, and people would constantly ask me, like I would get something every day where people's genuine concern, you know, bless their hearts, but for me, I remember for like 7-8 months, I was so annoyed with any sort of comment directed towards my skin. I could not deal with it. And I knew that people weren't trying to be nasty or mean. It was just like, I couldn't see past how challenging this situation was. I was doing everything that I could. And if you want to know how I did it, check out this video next. I'm going to link it up here. Definitely check that out. I had really bad brain fog. I had to have a coffee at 2 p.m. to be able to get through the day. It was like my energy was shot. And what I found out later, it was candida overgrowth. It was gut dysbiosis, which is when you have a unhealthy amount of bad bacteria in your gut compared to the good ones that help you have good energy and help your gut to heal and digest food and absorb nutrients. My lifestyle stressors and the factors that I had were contributing to my gut dysbiosis, and ultimately it was a really scary thing because I was vomiting my food with having bulimia. Go a day without thinking about food most of the day. When you are struggling with thinking about food all day long, it makes you so unproductive. Like, you think of nothing else but your body and food, and it just makes you kind of like a shell of a person. When I was in that position, I felt depressed, I felt anxious, I felt so disconnected from who I was, and I didn't really know what it looked like to be healthy. I was trying to get there, but it was almost like I was chasing like something that I saw on Instagram. I was comparing my health the way it was to what would my future health look like? And I thought I was never gonna be this happy. I never thought I was gonna be in this level of fitness that I am. Like in 2016, I remember I visited this national park. I went to Yosemite National Park. These mountains, like these cliff mountain type things in Yosemite National Park, and one of them is called Upper Yosemite Falls, and it's only about 7 miles round trip. 7-mile hike is pretty like intermediate when it comes to like the realm of national park hikes, but I remember hiking that hike and it was brutal. Like, of course there's a lot of switchbacks and it's very vertical when it comes to like, you're not walking up vertical, but there's a bunch of switchbacks that help you get up basically the side of the mountain. And I just remember feeling like I wanted to turn around, I wanted to cry. I had been working out, but my body was not healthy, so it was having a hard time handling that level of strain during that workout. And so now I was able to go on like an even longer hike, probably the longest hike I've ever been on, like last year out in California, and it wasn't in Yosemite, but it was still so beautiful. I was still so proud of myself for how far I had come. And I just want to share with you that if you're in a place where you're just so sick and you don't know what's wrong with you, you have all these random symptoms like bloating, allergies, maybe you have an eating disorder, or you're struggling with blood sugar problems, digestive issues, and you're gaining weight and you don't know how to lose it, and it's just kind of all stacking up on each other. I understand you. I know how hard that is, and I know how hard it is to even make it like day by day, like, because each day is painful, and within those days are moments and hours where you have to like sometimes push through really challenging moments because life doesn't slow down for you, you know? It's a whole trip. So I just want to let you know, like, I hear you. I'm here for you too. Like, I understand how hard that is. Perhaps you're looking for the solution to what you're trying to do, but you need to know if the symptoms that you're having are pointing to a leaky gut or unhealthy gut health or something else. Well, one thing that I can tell you right off the bat is you can't go wrong taking care of your gut as a very first step to healing any sort of imbalance. That is the most intelligent first step that you could take to move forward in hormone imbalance things like with, you know, PCOS, diabetes, feeling like you need to lose weight, something like that, and brain health, having brain fog. These are all things that have root in the gut. Many people and scientists actually consider the gut to be basically the groundwork for all of these things to be able to heal. So just know that you're in the right place when you're thinking about it. You clicked on this video, you're in the right spot. You may feel confused at all the information out there because there's just an abundance of information out there, which can be a really good thing, but also on the other hand, it can really be information overload, and it makes us not even know where to start. It's like overwhelming. So let's kind of simplify it a little bit. Ultimately, staying in this place is costing you your confidence. You can't really go anywhere without thinking about the symptoms you're experiencing, or your skin, or maybe you're feeling self-conscious about the way that your body looks, or it limits your ability to wear certain clothes because of the way your skin is, or because of how your clothes aren't really fitting quite right, or if you're bloated, you feel really self-conscious and aware of your stomach. Not only because it's uncomfortable, but because of the, not just like the way it looks, but because it feels so uncomfortable. It pulls your attention, it pulls you out of the present moment, prevents you from being completely present. Sometimes God puts certain situations in front of you to show you what your fate could be if you continue to go down this path. Maybe this video is that sign for you, and maybe it's helping you to realize how important this gut healing thing really is. Where do you go from here, right? What are the next steps, 1, 2, 3, that you take next to actually get from the place that you are now to a place where you're feeling like things are improving maybe a little bit? There is some bio-individuality in every single person's journey for gut healing, nutrition, weight loss, any sort of imbalance. There's going to be an element of bio-individuality, but there are some things that most people can find really, really helpful for improving their gut health, and I created a PDF guide, How to Heal Your Gut Step by Step. You can find that linked in the description below, or you can pick up the free supplements cheat sheet for gut health. I created that. You don't have to Google anymore what are the best supplements for gut health. just know that if you're ready to start healing your gut, I'm here for you. I have a one-on-one coaching program, I have a PDF, I have a book coming out later this year, and I also have a free guide. So whatever level you're at, I have something to support you. Say hello in the comments, tell me where you're tuning in from. I just want to thank you for joining for another video. It means so much whenever you watch my videos and spend some time with me. Hit the like button and subscribe to support the channel, and I will see you next time.